Hi everyone, Jenn Pike here, the founder of the Simplicity Project and the host of Simplicity TV. Welcome to our Summer Simplicity series, offering you different DIY tips, inspirations, and a whole lot of fantastic content to help you create more simplicity, more ease as you move throughout these summer months. For myself, I only have one fantastic project that I'm working on over the summer, and that is with the amazing women that will be joining me in the Hormone Project. This is a 10-week course where we focus specifically 100% on the various hormones, different functions, different glands, and synchronicity of all of this within your body to help you lose weight, battle fatigue, get better sleep, clear your skin, feel better mentally, emotionally, reduce your anxiety, all of this and so much more. One of the biggest questions that I get from women in life, and sometimes it doesn't even come through as a question, it shows up more as a symptom when I'm sitting down and doing their first consultation, is massive adrenal fatigue, a huge imbalance in their adrenals. Now, most people I speak to, they haven't even heard of the adrenals. They don't know what they are. They don't understand what their purpose is. They don't know that the signs and symptoms, the way that they are feeling and how they are describing themselves are the typical signs of having adrenal fatigue. And they definitely don't know where to start or what to do to help to bring balance. So let's start at the beginning. And I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible, but also in depth as possible. So your adrenals are two glands that sit atop of the kidneys, and your adrenals are truly your body's area of stress response. So whether it is good stress, bad stress, real stress, or imagined stress. So your body will give off the same symptoms and signs and release the same precursor hormones to stress, even if it's something that hasn't happened yet. So this is what I mean. You are anticipating something stressful that might happen. You're watching your child play at the park and you're getting yourself like, oh my gosh, they might fall. Oh God, don't climb on that. Oh, and you're in that. You have to go to a family event where you know that there is, somebody you may not want to see there, or that usually, fights or arguments can start. And you're already thinking, oh, well, if so-and-so says this, I'm going to da, 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 and you get yourself worked up into this state. You're heading into work, you're afraid about a presentation you have to do. None of these situations have even happened yet, but you've got yourself feeling anxious about them. This is your child preparing for a test, your child going into a social, situation. I've seen it happen to my own daughter around certain things, and she starts to get herself all worked up before the event has even taken place. This type of an event is going to lead towards those poor adrenals becoming exhausted. Way too much stress in your job, financial stress, being in a relationship that is no longer serving you and that is literally just now at this point taking from your energy and from your spirit on a daily basis, being unhealthy in your body, having extra weight to lose, not exercising, you not getting the sleep. It's interesting because when we look at adrenal fatigue, we look at the majority of hormonal balance or imbalance in general. There's this symmetry that happens with the imbalance. So we see that with adrenal fatigue, a lot of the signs and symptoms that you have, the reason that you have the adrenal fatigue is because you aren't doing those things. So for instance, you need sleep to balance your adrenals, but you don't know how to fall asleep to therefore balance your adrenals. You have no energy, which is coming for the fatigued adrenals. And in order to get you energy, we have to get you to move your body, but you don't have the energy to move your body. Do you see what I'm saying? How those two are kind of like this juxtaposition against one another? When you're looking at this overall picture of health, if your adrenals are constantly responding to stress on a moment-to-moment, hourly, daily, weekly basis, you are producing cortisol and adrenaline and all of these hormones all the time. You are depleting your B vitamins like that. You are depleting your vitamin C. You are depleting so much of these stores. You see, your body's SWAT team response to stress, which is happening in your adrenals, is meant to be short and acute. When there is serious danger, when there is somebody chasing after you, when you have to rescue your child for something, when you have to quickly think and move yourself out of a dangerous situation, your adrenals are like, bam, they give you the hormonal surge, that stimulation to get you to think quickly, to get onto your toes, to act quickly, to have more strength and resiliency than you normally would. And then that stressful situation is over, and now the adrenals get to pull back and your body gets to calm down. And you now move out of this part of your nervous system, this sympathetic fight or flight, act now, do now, be on, be on, be on. And now you get to ground down into your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest and digest state. This is where your body actually gets to start to do the healing, where you get to replenish these hormones, replenish and restore those levels of vitamins and minerals in your body, where you get to optimize your digestion so that the raw material that you're taking in, the food, the supplements, the hydration, gets to work with your own biology and rebalance and make you stronger. Over the years, the many, many years, over 20 years of working with women, 17 going into my 18th year of practice, doing a lot of nutritional work, and really going into my 12th year of focusing fully on digestion and hormones. I have been able to identify, now this is like I have been able to identify, I'm not saying it that way, I'm talking about the clientele and the women that I work with, the women like you, the top 7 signs and symptoms that I have seen across the board in my clients that are the most common that really help me to get them to feeling better and doing more by saying no more often and doing less. So we create more health in our body by actually doing less. These are the 7 areas and signs and symptoms that I'm seeing it in the most. And I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure I wasn't paraphrasing my own work and missing out on any of them. So the first one they all complain of is difficulty getting up in the morning. They are snoozing every day multiple times. The only way they get themselves up in the morning is knowing that there is coffee that is waiting for them. And this belief that the caffeine, that coffee, that warm drink is the only thing that's going to get them up and get them to put their day in motion. The second is high levels of fatigue throughout the day. They're exhausted. They are falling asleep in meetings. They feel like they could fall asleep at the wheel when they are driving home. They feel like they could fall asleep at their desk at any moment. As soon as they sit down, they feel like they need to have a nap, so they don't sit down and they just keep going and going and going. Inability to handle stress. They get overwhelmed at the littlest thing. They jump if there's the tiniest sound. They don't know how to cope and manage the things that get thrown at them. And how they do tend to cope is by being cranky with people, by being short with people, or by holding everything in and not really managing it and then falling to pieces behind closed doors on their own. Cravings for salty foods. So what I see, the difference that I see when I have people I'm working with who have insulin resistance, blood sugar imbalances, different issues going on with their body weight, and that is they're like, Jenn, I need chocolate and sweets all the time. When I've got somebody that I'm working with who has a lot of adrenal issues, they want salt, they want savory, they want crunchy. And the salt, your body's looking for those minerals because the adrenals are so exhausted, they are depleted. So that's a huge indication. Higher energy levels in the evening. So you can't get up in the morning, you're overusing artificial stimulants, you go throughout the day. Now you finally get to that point of the day where your body's like, or you know to yourself, okay, sleep is coming, and you lie down and you're like wide awake and you can't fall asleep, or you fall asleep but you don't stay asleep, and you have this war that's going on with the clock as you toss and turn all night long as that hamster wheel is constantly going. What did I not get done today? Great, now I've got to put it into the do list tomorrow. What is it that's going to be coming up? And you get yourself stuck in this anticipatory state once again, overstressing these adrenals. And the second last one is the overuse of stimulants, caffeine, alcohol, cigarettes. So how many of you are starting your day with coffee and then having another one? How many of you, when you start to feel your energy dip, are reaching for, veggies and hummus, or are you going for a chocolate bar and need to have something sweet, a pastry, a carbohydrate? How many of you are using wine as that catalyst to bridge you from the stress of your day to help to get you to go to sleep at night, and having a couple of glasses of wine every night? You need to really sit and ask yourself those things. How many times in a day do you find when things get stressful, do you need to go outside and have a smoke? The last one I'm going to talk to you about is a suppressed immune system. So when I'm working with women whose adrenals are shot, they feel unwell all the time. If their child has a cold, they get the cold. If somebody at work has something, they get it. If they even just talk about people that are sick around them, they themselves start to feel unwell. All 7 of these signs and symptoms are your body's way of crying out for help, begging you to just pause and stop, to start to take some time for yourself, to start to do the real healing. There are many supplements I could talk to you about when it comes to adrenal health care, but I'm telling you, if all you do is show up and are willing to invest your money into supplements and to take those supplements, but you're not willing to change your schedule, your to-do list, the things that are no longer serving you, the deep places that you are really unhappy, and you're not willing to go below the surface and work on that, you're going to continue this struggle day in and day out. And I know this can sound doom and gloom right now. I am all about cutting the BS with you, and I'm doing that right now, and I'm being really honest. If I have described you in any one of those areas, or if you're sitting there and saying, you just described me like you have a hidden camera in my home and in my life with me every day, you need to press pause right now. You need to take a deep breath, and you need to start to ask yourself, how can I begin to shift something somewhere in my life? This is not going to be found in another diet plan. This is going to be found in changing your surroundings and your environment and what you're filling your day and your heart and your mind and your spirit with. This is just one of the 10 core focuses over the 10 weeks that we cover in the rounds of the Simplicity Hormone Project. This is based on the Simplicity book. The Hormone Project takes it to the next level. It is 10 weeks. I only work with 10 women. We're going to link up everything for you below so that you can go on, read more about it. Feel free to email us, info@jenpike.com, if you think this is something that you really need to do for yourself. It is my passion and purpose to be here for you women and to help to teach you all how you can create this. I promise you it is available to all of you to create more simplicity and more ease in everything that you do. Have a fantastic day.